Gully Boy is a story about achieving your dreams even if they transcend your current reality. It's a Hindi film that is directed by Zoya Akhtar and stars Ranveer Singh, Alia Bhatt, Kalki Koechlin, Siddhant Chaturvedi, Vijay Varma, Vijay Raaz, and Amruta Subhash. Gully Boy is an underdog story about a 22-year-old ordinary guy from Dharavi with extraordinary dreams. It's loosely based on the lives of real life rappers Naezy and DIVINE, who rose from slums to become rap stars. There are many layers and textures in the film. It's about Murad, the protagonist, who's learning more about his passion and discovering himself in the claustrophobic circumstances that he encounters in his everyday life. It's about his coming of age and about finding his expression through art, in this case, writing poetry and performing rap. It's also the story about love, friendships, and mentorship. Overall, it's a love letter to the lesser known Mumbai and its unwavering spirit, celebrated with impactful portraits. A poetic postcard, if you will, where the cinematographer captures the limiting and confining spaces of the gullies with flair. We get a glimpse of both the skyscrapers towering the wide streets and the compact gullies in the slums, a city where both the poverty stricken and the privileged, the opportunities and the limitations cohabitate together. It's their interactions, some superficial, some deep, that make this narrative so compelling and to some extent raw. Couple that with the rawness of the rappers as they perform with extraordinary authenticity and integrity. They are unapologetic about expressing their raw emotions and their realness and take great pride in repeating that over again and again. The rap battles are their own fight clubs where they get an opportunity to express their truth in this plastic, superficial world. The tracks in the movie have powerful lyrics. The words resonate with the situations that the characters are experiencing. Murad, who has a dysfunctional family, especially an abusive father who has invested heavily in his son's education and dictates what he is supposed to do, raps about seeking freedom, about his mother's suffering, about fulfilling his dreams. The poetry in the movie enhances the viewing experience and helps connect with the characters in a raw and authentic way. Both raw and authentic are also the storytelling and the filmmaking. The crew members have created a real world that draws you in. The lines, the dialects, the lingo, they are all real. Zoya Akhtar does a phenomenal job in exploring so many themes and weaves a beautiful tapestry that connects all the characters together. Equally impressive is her attention to detail and how she compresses an abundance of information and emotions into the scenes. Ranveer Singh, who plays Murad, gives an extraordinary performance, and the rest of the cast is terrific in their respective roles. The film is long, clocking in around 2.5 hours, but I had no issues because it's much more than an underdog story. There are some really well-edged characters, and I was glad that their respective storylines were well tied up. There is a hint of feminism and deep observations about the world we live in and the people who live with lesser means and their interactions with the ones who belong to higher strata. Here are some memorable moments, highlights, and takeaways that I found from Gully Boy. The way Murad recognizes his talent for the first time and all the hard work he puts in. An important thing to note is that he doesn't follow his passion, he cultivates it as he learns more about rap and hip hop and works tirelessly to make himself better. He's not as talented as others and also faces resistance and self-doubt, but he overcomes through his relentless commitment in spite of studies and a day job coming his way. The importance of stepping outside our comfort zone. When Murad writes songs hoping someone else would use his words, he approaches MC Sher with a notebook full of verses that he has written. But this guy, who later becomes his mentor, disagrees and advises him instead to do what feels hard. He blatantly asks Murad, if we get comfortable, who the hell will rap? And shortly announces that Murad will be taking the stage, forcing him to sing for himself so that he develops confidence to rap on his own. My favorite scene from this movie was when Murad tells his father the value of the appreciation that he's getting for his creative work and for his contribution to the hip hop community. How it matters more to him than sticking to the daily grind like the majority and not escaping the mold that has been made for him by the society. He tells that his videos and his music, in essence, his contribution will live on even if something happens to him and he dies. He recognizes the gift that he has been bestowed with, and it's his gift to the Creator to use it well. He doesn't want to limit his dreams in order to fit with the reality. He wants to design a reality that matches his dreams. The time when he feels trapped in his current circumstances in his job as a driver who is denied a better existence, and he affirms to himself, Apna time aayega, my time will come. The sequences where the class divide is shown, especially a scene where he is not able to sue the person of a higher class, because if he does, he would be overstepping his boundary. How he cannot express his humanness because of his current reality, and how our reality is dictated largely by the circumstances that we live in and how we are perceived by the society. Certain portions that depict that we human beings are not perfect, that we face moments of weakness, and the decisions that we take may have negative and drastic consequences in our life. Murad ends up cheating on his girlfriend, and he also ends up assisting his friend to steal cars so that he's able to earn some cash. But in the end, he realizes that both the things were terrible mistakes. He almost lost his relationship and almost went to the jail for the felonies that he committed with his friend. The rap battle where Murad breaks out of his shell and expresses his anger and angst beautifully through his words. How MC Sher, Murad's mentor, celebrates his student's success even when he experiences failure himself. The lyrics from the track Asli Hip Hop, where the singer expresses his pride in being an artist who's sculpting the future for the humankind and affirms that his art is his religion, something that he worships and he doesn't belong to any other caste or creed. There are some interesting moments, such as Murad using a tea strainer as a pop filter while recording a song on an iPad. The scenes when Safina becomes extremely violent, and when a relative who tries to help Murad by suggesting that if he must be a singer, perhaps he could try ghazals. It's a highly entertaining musical drama that will not only help you know about the Indian hip hop scene, but it will also touch your heart and stir your soul. This movie is not only for people who enjoy hip hop, but any artist struggling or successful will relate to it. In fact, any person who is confined by the reality and the boundaries that we humans have created for ourselves will resonate with it. No matter who you are or where you are in the world, I highly recommend watching this movie. I really enjoyed it and it shifted something inside me.